Hello everyone, welcome to this video. So today I'm going to be talking about a myth that I often see. Actually, I washed my hair today and that's what made me think about the myth. That myth is, if you wash your hair, then you're not a true freeformer. And the context in which people say that in, or at least the context in which I've seen them say it in, is that, everybody's talking about what is and what isn't true freeform. You see people trying to twist the definition of what it is, but you see people who are sometimes they take it too literal. To be honest with you, they're too serious about it. But the whole "you're not freeform if you wash your hair" is said in the context of nobody's truly freeform, because people are going back and forth of what true freeform is. So people say that, well, if you wash your hair, then you're manipulating it, and then therefore you're not true freeform. And I think what happens in that is that people are losing the context and kind of the meaning of just growing your hair like this. It's not to be taken too seriously and too literal. You also have the people who are trying to grow their hair like this, and they're like, I cannot touch my hair. I cannot touch my hair. I can't do nothing to it. All I gotta do is just wash it. And listen, there's some of us who, however our hair turned out, we were fine with it. There's some people who their hair may start to grow a certain way. It may start to get too thick in one place, especially in the back. If you lay on your hair, you lay on your back a lot, and your hair starts to mash up in the back, and you don't really want that thicket of hair, and you're like, but I can't touch my hair because I'm not going to be true freeform. I think you should be more concerned about just growing your dreadlocks the way that makes you happy. Because just because you see someone growing their hair a certain way, and you're like, I want my hair to be freeform like them. So you're more caught up in growing your hair like you see somebody else's hair forming, instead of actually growing your hair the way you're happy with. So the whole, if you wash your hair, you're not truly freeform because you manipulate your hair, and we all manipulate. Listen, man, like, don't listen to those types of people. Obviously, you have to wash your hair, so, and there's also the other spectrum of when people first start off. When people first start off, they're like, I gotta wash my hair every day, or I gotta wash it. Like, you don't have to frequently wash your hair. If that is your thing, you just like to get your hair wet because that's just your thing, then hey, fine, go for it. There's no rules to it. But you're not going to speed up, because a lot of people think that if the more they wash their hair, the faster their hair is going to lock up. That's not necessarily true. However you washed your hair, whatever frequency that was when you didn't have locks, you can stick with that same thing. If you sweat, or you get your hair dirty and you feel like your hair needs to be washed, then wash your hair. Like, there's no handbook, or there's no textbook to how often you should wash your hair when you have freeform locks, or like, you just if you feel like your hair is dirty, always wash your hair. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait on a YouTuber to tell you, anybody on social media to tell you that you need to wash your hair, how frequent you can wash your hair. So, but back to the the main topic of people saying that if I wash my hair, if you wash your hair, you're not truly freeform, because we all manipulate our hair. And again, that's not supposed to be taken so seriously to where, like, you're worrying about, well, if I move a strand of hair, I'm not freeform anymore. Like, that's not the essence of what growing your hair like this is. Like, I think that we get lost in that, because we get lost in trying to be the word freeform. And so now you're like, okay, somebody said I need to do this, and somebody said, listen, you're gonna come on this internet. Sorry, that's mine. You're gonna come on the internet, and you're gonna see various thoughts. You're gonna see all types of people, and they're gonna say all types of things. It's up to you to find out what's true and or what works for you. Because what how I want my hair and how I wanted my hair to form, that may not be your thing. Even if you're growing these types of dreadlocks. Somebody actually hit me up on Instagram the other day, and it was like, somebody said that if I use coconut oil, then my hair is not gonna lock, and they're trying to freeform. And I'm like, yo, like, I always tell people, like, does that make sense to you? Like, think about it. Does it make sense? Somebody tells you stuff, And just because you might not know, because a lot of times you're new to something, right? And you don't really know if it's true or not. But sometimes you kind of know that from a common sense standpoint, right? Does that sound right to you? You know, so there's nothing that, like, washing your hair and all of that stuff is not going to make your hair a lot faster. If you put some type of oils in your hair when you're in the early stages, it's not going to unravel your hair. It's not going to make your hair lock slower. None of that stuff is true. But again, don't take my word for anything. Like, I always, encourage people, even though you're listening to me and you may be subscribed to the channel, or you may come across the channel and you might feel like, okay, yo, I feel what he's saying. Everything I say isn't right. Everything I say isn't right for you. So I would encourage people to always think on your own, whether it be with hair or anything else. Understand that when it comes to freeform locks, especially, everybody thinks that they know what's best. Everybody thinks that they know what's best. So do what works for you ultimately, but understand that, the main message of this is, like, don't be too robotic as far as listening to people, and as far as, like, okay, I'm freeforming and I can't touch my hair. I can't do nothing to my hair. Like, get out of that mindset. Do what works for you. And so basically that's the message of this video. So if you guys have any other questions, any comments, any other video suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as usual, I appreciate and thank you for watching this video.